Welcome back, everyone. It is Wednesday, April 9th in the MLB, and our best bets are on the way. As always, it's Austin, joined by Logan. Logan, a winning day yesterday. We love to see it, and it was closed out by the Diamondbacks on the money line. A little sweaty, but they come through. We also had Otani and Witt Jr. to get a hit parlay. Another sweaty winner. I don't know why we can't have sweat-free winners. Apparently, that's overrated. We can get sweat-free losers, though, speaking of, because good Lord, Padres A's under first. That should have been the first inning line. That was disgusting. Might have been worst play of the year, but hey, Logan, we got that out of the system now. And let's hopefully steamroll ahead. We got 3 picks. We're going to dive into them right now. Let's get rocking and rolling. Let's have ourselves another winning day. Let's start to string together them. That's what we did in years past. Once we get into 1, maybe we can string into 2, 3, 4, 5. Want it the whole week. But my first play of the day, we're going to a guy that cashed for us yesterday in electric fashion in the top of the 9th. I think he might do it earlier than that. It's Shohei Otani. I love his over 1.5 bases, which is currently minus 110 on ESPN Bet. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist for me to come out here and tell you to back Shohei Otani. But when I dive into the pitcher splits and this matchup against Jake Irvin of the Nationals, man, I really think he could go long today. That really wouldn't shock me. Now, like I said, Otani was 0 for 4 yesterday going into the 9th. Got us a single, which we love to see. We're going to need a little bit more than that. We need 2+ bases. So it's either 2 hits, or that's 2 singles, double, triple, home run. I don't care how he gets it done. I think he certainly can get it done today, though. Like I said, he'll face Jake Irvin and the Nationals. They're trying to avoid getting swept. The Dodgers haven't looked too hot recently, but I think this is a spot where we could see 5 plate appearances once again. And we look at Jake Irvin. He's struggled out the gates. 2 starts. He owns a 5.4 ERA. That doesn't tell the whole story. In fact, his expected ERA in those 2 starts, 11.64. So he's really struggling. 379 expected batting average. He's given up 7 hits in each of his first 2 starts. He's been struggling, and he's been bottom 15 percentile in whiff percentage, K percentage, barrel percentage, hard hit percentage, any metric you name it. He's been struggling out of the gates, and we see Otani, he's 3 for 6 against Jake Irvin with a double in there. So pretty good splits there. Also, you look at Jake Irvin. How are lefties doing against him? They're destroying him. 11 for 25, batting 440 versus him. And you look at of the 11 hits, 6 of them went for 2+ bases. So guys are destroying him. 3 home runs from lefties already this season. And then we dive into the pitches a little bit more. We look at the 3 pitches. Otani's probably going to see majority of a curveball, 4-seamer, and the changeup. Last year versus right-handed pitchers, Otani hit 476 versus the curveball, 292 versus the 4-seam, and 340 versus the changeup. So he's absolutely destroyed him. Not a lot of sample size early on in the season. I do like to typically back Otani when he faces a right-handed pitcher because we know we get that righty on left matchup. And again, batting leadoff, there is a strong chance, given Irvin splits and his props, he's got a 5.5 hits allowed, 2.5 walks allowed. We could see Otani get up 5 plate appearances. And last season, when he saw 5 or more plate appearances, he had 2+ bases in 66% of those games. So again, I think he could do it against Jake Irvin if we have to get to the Nats bullpen. Despite not using a lot of, well, they kind of did a bullpen game yesterday, but didn't use a lot of their high leverage arms. They were spamming the high leverage arms early on in the series. So there should be some familiarity there. I think Otani hits a home run tonight, but I'll take him for 2+ bases. We could take a double. He's had a triple in this series. I love Otani. First play of the day, his over 1.5 bases. See if Shohei can continue to pay for us, and I certainly think he does just that. But Logan, you cashed with the D-backs yesterday. We need another winner. Who do you think wins tonight?
Yeah, I got another money line. Let's get hot with game picks. Taking the Twins on the money line, minus 108 odds on DraftKings is your best value there. The Twins are trying to salvage this series. I mean, you can't lose 3 straight to a division rival, and I think they kind of get one here and maybe try to split the series tomorrow. You just can't lose 3 straight in baseball. Twins offense was cooked by Reagans yesterday, striking out 11 times, and that was foreseeable because they struggle a lot versus lefties. I like their matchup versus the righty Seth Lugo a lot more. He starts for the Royals today, 3.27 ERA, 1.18 WHIP for Lugo. Lugo only had 2 Ks in his most recent start versus Baltimore. He does not have elite strikeout stuff. If you ever fade Seth Lugo and he drops 6 or 7 Ks on your head, just got to chalk it up to the game. It was just a legacy Lugo game. He allowed 1 earned run on 5 hits also in that Baltimore start. I really do think if the Twins get 5+ hits on Seth Lugo today, they're going to do more damage than that. In 3 starts, Lugo had a 4.5 ERA and a 3.38 walks per 9 ratio against this Minnesota Twins team. Obviously, some of the guys that he faced last year aren't on this Twins team anymore, but the core pieces of this Twins team remain mostly the same. facing a righty is a relief for this Twins offense because against left-handed pitching, they're only hitting 103. That is the second to last in baseball. Terrible. But against right-handed pitching, they're hitting 236, which is about middle of the pack. Not crazy, but still good enough to where I can wake up and back this Twins offense because there are a lot of games they just simply don't show up. I think they show up in a big way against Seth Lugo because they will be able to get those extra base hits. Hard hit extra base hits are what Seth Lugo does give up. He's only 18th percentile on hard hit percentage. So if the Twins can make contact, not go up to the plate and swing and miss, they'll be in a good position to get some hits and runs up on the board. And then on the other side, it's going to be Joe Ryan starting for the Twins. 4.5 ERA and a 1 whip. Against right-handed pitching, the Royals are very, back of the pack. Just 23rd in batting average, hitting 219 against right-handed pitching. Nothing special at all. In 2 games versus the Royals last season, Ryan had a 1.46 ERA and 31% K percentage. Those are great metrics. He also really cut down on the walks. Did not walk a lot of batters in those 2 starts versus Kansas City. Hopefully, Joe Ryan, we get a performance like that because when he's on, he's a great pitcher to back. He's a 6-7 K type guy when he's at elite, when he has his elite stuff and his command and control working. Then we go to the bullpens. Last point of note. Twins 4th in bullpen ERA at a 2.47. Royals 11th in bullpen ERA at a 3.4. So you see that bullpen difference. It's only 1 run of ERA difference, but I really do think if this is a close game, I'm expecting the Twins bullpen to hold it down. Yesterday, obviously, the Royals did edge it out in those later innings, but we could see the Twins get a little bit of payback today. I think they chase Lugo pretty early in this one. Give me the Twins on the money line. Love that as my favorite game pick of the day. Austin, you got another one though. Where are you going?
Yeah, we got a hit parlay. We are 2-0 on these this season. I don't know if I really would count the one a couple days ago where Mr. Jackson Merrill didn't play. I saw he's on the IL now, so that's tough to see. But let's keep the hit parlays going. Let's hopefully build some momentum and find markets that make us some money and stick to those. Today, we got a familiar face and a new face into the hit parlay, and you should recognize it's going to be our boy, Michael Harris and Vladimir Guerrero Jr., each to record a hit. Simple as that. We don't need 2 bases like Otani. We just need a hit. Simple. Could be a single. That's all we need. It's minus 120 on DraftKings. My last reminder, if you bet this on FanDuel and one of these guys doesn't play and they pinch hit, you might be cooked. So again, if you have another buck, I would encourage you to go over there instead of FanDuel. But again, do whatever you want. These guys should both be in their lineups tonight. Now, we'll get moving and grooving here and talk with these 2 guys. I think both are in for great splits. We'll begin with Vlad. He will be back in Fenway. We've talked about his splits in Fenway. He is a beast there, a career 351 hitter in Fenway. However, yesterday he went over. So I think he gets back on the good side. I mean, he had a .930 expected batting average ball yesterday. Didn't fall. So he got a little unlucky there, but he'll face Tanner Houck. He's 5 of 17 against him. Not bad. And Houck's off to a little bit of a slow start. His 2 pitches he's going to throw, sinker, sweeper. He throws those each over 40% of the time. And Vlad, last year, against right-handed pitchers, his expected batting average was 319 versus the sinker and 369 versus the sweeper. If there's been a pitch that Vlad struggled with a little bit out the gates, actually been a 4-seam fastball, but the off-speed stuff like sinkers, sweepers, not necessarily off-speed, but just not the 4-seamer, he's been tattooing, and I'm confident he gets back into the hit column today and doesn't have back-to-back hitless games. On the other side, Michael Harris. I'm not rocking his jersey, rocking Ronald Acuna's jersey, but he's in Ronald Acuna's spot right now, batting leadoff for the Braves, and he has absolutely destroyed Taijuan Walker. 4 of 5 versus him with 2 homers. And after a slow start for him, he has quietly turned it on his last 6 games, batting .381. He has a hit in 4 straight, and he's batting .455 at home this season. So I love this spot for him against Walker. Walker gives up a lot of base runners. I'm confident Michael Harris II can be one of those, and hopefully it's via a hit. And I really think he'll get plenty of opportunities here. Batting leadoff for the Braves tonight at home. I trust him. I trust him a lot. Get that righty on lefty matchup. And now that Profar suspended, that's why he's in that leadoff spot. So again, these 2 guys, simple as that. Michael Harris II of the Braves, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. of the Blue Jays, each to record a hit, minus 120. Simple as that. So our 3 picks, we have Otani bases, Twins money line, and that hit parlay. Those are the picks. Let's have another winning day, and we'll see you guys back tomorrow with some more. No Nerfies we necessarily looked at. Well, Nerfy Nation's not dead. We just don't want to force any out there. And if we can get some momentum with just the 3 picks we like, we'll go with those. But either way, have a great day. If you want to check out the NBA video, should be live in a few hours. Almost swept the board yesterday, but dominating there. I'll put it on the screen. Have a great Wednesday. We'll see you guys back tomorrow. Peace.